Kia ora, and welcome to another episode of Mount Smart Madness, where we dive into everything that is the awesome New Zealand Warriors. So today I'm going to do a bit of a player profile, and thought that the first person up that I would do that on is the one and only, the amazing Stacey Jones. How good was he, guys? Our little general, our halfback. Absolutely beloved player of the New Zealand Warriors. It's the guy that we all sort of associate with the club and the team. Certainly one of our greatest players. So he did actually debut in 1995. As an 18-year-old, so pretty young guy when he started out. And so played from 1995 to 2005 for the Warriors. Went off to play for the Catalans Dragons for a couple of years, and then came back and played one final season in 2009 for the Warriors. So, total number of 261 games for the Warriors, 77 tries, 176 goals, and 14 field goals over those two stints with the club. So, some pretty amazing stats there. Then also played for New Zealand, obviously. 48 games for the Kiwis, 17 tries and 50 goals and 2 field goals for the Kiwis. So for quite a long time he held the record for most number of tries for the Warriors, till of course Mani Varuvai passed him there, but he definitely was the man and the face of the Warriors for so long. He stuck with them even when they weren't doing so well, and he could have quite easily signed up with a different club at any time. I'm sure there would have been 10 other clubs in the NRL that would have signed him up if he'd wanted to, but no, he was loyal to the Warriors, and I think that resonated with a lot of Kiwis. That amazing player that was just so loyal to us, and gave us so many good memories at the Warriors. Of course, that try in the 2002 grand final against the Roosters is one that I'm sure most of us remember pretty well. Felt like he sidestepped half the team before crashing over the line. It was, of course, the first grand final that we'd ever made, and we credit Stacey Jones for a lot of the reasons why we got there, and getting that individual try in that game was just amazing to watch. And even the commentators were hailing it as one of the best individual grand final tries of all time. I obviously went to see him play quite a lot, and a lot of the memories I have of him was just absolutely anything could happen when he had the ball in his hands, and whether it was an individual try by himself or whether it was channeling play and setting up someone else for a try, and those little chip and chases that he used to do over the top of those tired forwards, and then picking up the ball again and getting into space, and something would happen off the back of that. And I think some of the combinations that he had with those players in those early 2000 teams made it pretty exciting. He combined with the likes of Clinton Torpey and Jerome Ropati and Francis Millie. They were pretty lethal combinations between some pretty good players there, and I think it helped once we signed guys like Kevin Campion and stuff as well to take some of the pressure off him. Leadership roles that he didn't have to take on quite so much. But such a great player, and actually read his the book that he wrote about his career, which is a really good read. Would suggest going and reading that if you get the chance. It's interesting. Few things from that book that stick out for me. One, he was talking about trying to get into the routine of the professional sports team and playing each week, and he talked about how you'd lose a game one week and then you'd come out and train really hard the week afterwards and come out firing for the next game, and so you'd win the next game, and then you'd win a game, so you'd kind of relax a little bit, and so maybe you weren't training quite as hard the following week, and then you'd lose the next game, and then you get into that cycle of lose a game, win a game, lose a game, win a game, and how hard it was sometimes to try and break that cycle of of winning one, losing one. So it was quite interesting hearing him talk about that. it's also quite interesting, and talking about being coached by Daniel Anderson for a while there, and how he was always trying something new with the team, and sometimes it worked and sometimes it didn't work. But one of the things that Daniel Anderson really encouraged was to play that exciting, hot potato type football, and his one rule with that team in the early 2000s was, do the hard work and get out of your own half, and then once you cross the halfway line, you can, free reign to do all the fancy stuff and play what's in front of you. And I think Stacey Jones really, enjoyed that type of football of, being able to just do what he saw in front of him. But yeah, definitely one of our greatest players, and it was awesome watching him play. So definitely one of my favourite players, and one of the all-time Warriors greats. So I hope you've enjoyed this episode about him, and remember that this year is our year, and we're loyal to the bitter end, just like Stacey.